Right, welcome back. It's the second map of NapS against Grubby, and this time NapS went for random. Guess you can interpret that in any way you want. I guess I'll call it optimism, because he knows he's able to take it with no matter what race he's getting. And he's got Orc and he's spawning in the top right spawn position on Secret Valley, going for Altar and Burrow first. I guess the only interesting, the first interesting part is going to be now. Are we going to see a barracks? The answer is yes. So no super fast tech, no early shop or anything. Altar, Burrow, barracks for NapS, who's gotta win here in order to tie this game. And his opponent is doing just the same thing. Grubby, of course, he's gotta go the safe route here for a build order, which works against every race, and of course that is pretty much the standard build order for Orc. I guess the only thing that really varies is the building placement. So he's gonna have the first burrow here kinda placed forward, so it at least covers a little bit of the area here. Second burrow could either be placed like passively here or aggressively here, which of course either is taking a risk or playing it very safely. And in this case, playing it very safely.
Work complete.
Then again, you know, if it's like human, for example, and he gets tier 2 tower pushed with towers right here, because the burrow only covers an area like up to here, then you know, that building placement might not pay off, but that's not the case, and Grubby is gonna scout that. Blade Masters out, or yeah, Blade Masters for both, of course. Like, you don't even need to check basically. An Orc Mirror on Secret Valley, it's like the map on which Farseer was probably played the least. So NapS starts creeping, so does Grubby, both with some pretty conservative first camps, only going for the green ones. Not gonna take too much damage. Not going to take too much of a risk. Shops are not going to produce by either of the players here before the tech, as there are the heal fountains available, which they can use in order to heal up their low HP units and heroes. NapS continues creeping, and so does Grubby. So yeah, pretty passive early game, not really anything to say basically at this point. Compare the techs, NapS is ahead by like a second maybe, so shouldn't make too much of a difference. More grunts coming. Third burrow wise, well, nothing yet, but they've got plenty of time. I mean, it only needs to finish once tier 3 finishes, so they can get their second hero in production immediately. Mantle of Intelligence for NapS, only tomes so far for Grubby. Neither of the players selling their town portal, of course, since this is still 2006. I think the winter break basically, or the New Year's break, was I think after the second playday. I think the third playday started already, and then like after a few matches the break took place. So at some point we'll jump into 2007. So NapS is taking a bit of a break, and now we continue. He finally mans up and takes an orange creep camp. Of course, this one back then wasn't as useful because there was no item here on the ground. It still gave the same experience, but you know, no chance of a claws or circlet or something like that. So it wasn't that tempting to creep this camp early on. NapS continuing to creep, getting Grubby's natural expansion. Grubby getting the other fountain. Maybe afterwards he'll get this natural expansion. We'll find out about that. Third burrow coming for Grubby. Third burrow already finished for NapS. He's getting a pretty early war mill here. Well, yeah, pretty early considering that usually you'd get it after the tier 2 buildings. Grubby's sending out a PN here, so he might think that there's a chance of a tier 2 tower push. Which of course there is. I mean, back then that stuff was played a lot more than it is these days.
We're under attack.
Blade Master did reach level 3. Period of Vitality for him. Also only 1 item at the natural expansions instead of 2, so no, for example, Slippers of Agility, which you can find these days on top of the items like Period. Grubby gets level 3 as well. Rand of Mana stealing for him. Doing some decent micro with his low HP peons, loading him into the burrows. There's still plenty of mana on the Blade Master, so he can just continue being annoying, especially with that timing that completely denies Grubby from building to tier 2 buildings. And he does not want that to happen. I guess he might lose one of the peons right now. Or isn't he? Yeah, he's losing one at the same time. He's gonna get into his opponent's base as well, but he didn't do anything so far, and NapS has already got his tier 2 buildings up, whereas Grubby didn't even start his tier 2 buildings, so a very great timing by NapS with this aggression here. Now Grubby also starts harassing NapS, not microing his peons as well as Grubby does. The grunts of NapS completely out of position, so this Blade Master won't take too much damage. Also no dust available, of course, on the Shadow Hunter. And now Grubby building his tier 2 buildings way later. Shop coming just now for NapS. Grubby already finished his shop, and he's gonna want to get the salves immediately to be able to heal up his grunts and his Shadow Hunter after finishing this first North creep camp, which is right in front of his base. Grubby continues creeping. He's gonna get another kill here if NapS... Okay, now he pays attention. Actually, the Hex Blade Master. Actually, this was pretty nice until this tree went down. It was a little secured area for the peons to harvest lumber, but now it's not anymore. Grubby still would have mana, but heading away from his opponent's main. NapS is coming back. He's not gonna be in time to finish, to cancel any of the tier 2 buildings. Getting another peon killed. I mean, Grubby is gonna want to have a little bit of lumber income, but that doesn't hurt him that much, because once his tier 2 buildings are finished, he's not gonna need too much lumber anymore. Alright, so level 3 on both the Blade Masters still, of course. And looks like NapS is gonna want to get aggressive immediately here, as of course he's got the tech advantage. He's got a Walker out, he's got the first Raider out, he's got, well, I'm assuming Ensnare may have finished already, whereas Grubby only has 4 grunts, his SH and his Blade Master. The first Walker is in production, the first Raider isn't even in production yet for Grubby. Second Walker is already out for NapS, so he's gonna have plenty of Spirit Link to work with. He also has 1 heal scroll on his SH, and he may have to use that soon, but in return he's going for the kill on Grubby's Blade Master, who just uses Windwalk in time. SH still has to run. There is another Hex available on him. Heal scroll has been used by now. It looks like the SH might still fall after all, unless there's Ensnare on Grubby's Blade Master, which there isn't, so the SH goes down. But in return, Grubby is gonna lose all of his grunts here. The last one is just about to fall. The 1 Walker is not gonna be able to use Ethereal Shape here because of the nicely timed Ensnare. But Grubby, he's down to 2 heroes and 1 Raider. Now the peons are coming in as well. Hero Wave is not available anymore. He's gonna have to replenish some mana on the Shadow Hunter. Blade Master is taking some damage as well, and he's even forced to town portal. Is the Raider going down as well? It is, and this is looking horrible for Grubby. It's 31 supply against 46, and he's barely got anything. Lucky the shop is at least in place, so he can get some mana back on the Shadow Hunter. But then again, it's only level 1. Heal Wave, he's casting, throwing another Ensnare. Now Ensnare's on cooldown. The position in between those buildings is not one NapS wants to fight in. But first Kodo is in position already, and 3 towers coming around. That is gonna force Grubby out of his base. First tower cancelled immediately, so NapS doesn't want to lose any resources here in you know, getting that killed without cancelling it. Shadow Hunter is back as well for NapS, heading across the map right now. Hex goes on the Raider. Grubby poking out, wants to get that Raider killed and snare on the Kodo for... okay, so the Kodo is not able to eat on any of Grubby's units while he's killing the Raider here. And he's doing that just fine. At the same time, the towers are halfway up. The Raider's gone down. The Shadowhunter is again the target here. And is Grubby able to lock him in here? Yeah, he repositions his units. Maybe the tower can be cancelled in order to get the Shadowhunter out alive. No, he gets out on the top anyways, and Grubby's Shadowhunter is in trouble. Now, it looks like NapS Shadowhunter is gonna die. Grubby's Shadowhunter is getting another heal potion. NapS is not pulling his Shadowhunter away. So losing that one for a second time. At the same time, the towers will come up though. And level 4 on the Blade Master of NapS.
Work complete.
Towers are up, still 41 supply against 32. NapS is getting a shop right now in order to keep his SH alive in the future, I'm assuming. Grubby is getting the first Demolisher, but he's not able to repair here because the Peons will just get killed. And if this burrow falls, that's gonna be horrible news for Grubby. Because then, you know, as mentioned previously, like, I've talked about a human tower push, but of course against this one, the passive burrows also aren't doing too much hex, going on to the Blade Master of NapS, who doesn't have any more mana, so he's gonna have to pull back, but he is in Windwalk already. Sentry Ward here belongs to Grubby, by the way, so he's gonna see the Invisible Blade Master at all time. And is he gonna try and force the Town Portal? If he just gets him out of that fight, it would already be a huge success, but Grubby is the one losing his Blade Master here, and that is a huge blowback to Grubby. Of course, he's gonna lose the Raider as well, and GG by Grubby. NapS, after the first map, certainly, surprisingly here, tying the series. It's 1-1, and, well, what can you say? The harassment timing of NapS was just perfect. He delayed the tier 2 buildings of Grubby by so much. He had 2 walkers, 1 Raider on the field, whereas Grubby had nothing but his grunts and his heroes. He got that tech advantage and he saw the opportunity, he used the opportunity, he did the timing push on tier 2, and Grubby was just not able to hold it. I guess it's as simple as that. And now we'll see the deciding game on Twisted Meadows.